I was scared of getting married. And my fear has been that, will it work? I'm being very honest. Will it work? If it doesn't work, what explanation do I have? My perception is that the workability of marriage was difficult. That I'm going to enter into some mechanical work. It's going to be hard labor. You can wake up in a community, if you're not privileged and you grew up in a face me and face you apartment, you can wake up and see boxing everywhere. Couples fighting each other. You would imagine that that's exactly what is going to be of you. The idea that you're going to break that whole circle will not come to you. You will just feel that reality that these people are living, especially if those people are your mentors, for instance. And movies that we watch, the movies that are produced, send in the culture of divorce, send in the culture of brokenness, because brokenness, hard labor, suffering is well packaged and marketed. That is why beautiful stories of marriages that are working do not get the audience. Put up a show that speaks about marriage that work. Nobody will watch the show. But bring out a show that speaks about divorce. You'll see how people will come. So those things have shaped our opinions and thoughts about marriage. My name is Herbert Gumagala Daniel.
I'm Nyaksan Priscilla Gumagala. I am a hairstylist, a hair vendor, and I also run a bridal accessory store. And my husband is deeply involved in my business. I usually run to him before I make most of my decisions, I run to him and he gives me advice. He's an economist, and a very intelligent man. So his input always comes in very handy when I want to make decisions. And he's practically involved, being that even during my setup with my designs and all, he's always there.
I found a woman that our value systems are moving together. I found a woman that will listen, that when I'm sharing something, she'll listen as well, even as we put together our thoughts in terms of the value system that we form as a family. Because to me, this is everything that I've prayed for.
Dating for 7 years, it was not something we planned.
Anywhere I go and I have conversation with young people and I say, we've dated for 7 years, one of the questions they keep asking is, so what have you guys been doing? But the entire story for me is that right from the first day that I spoke to her about wanting to have something to do with her, I told her that I want to get married to her. So for me, the entire process was defined from day one, because my intention will never change. I shouldn't go into a relationship for it just being like a casual walk in the spa or some casual walk into the market to buy something. It's something very serious. So from day one, I knew that I wanted to get married to her. But before we started dating, I've been talking to her. And then we lost contact at some point, and then the only way we could connect was through Facebook. I've been sending her messages for 2 years. So I sent her one message 1 year, she didn't respond. Then the following year, the second year, I sent another message. And that message I sent was the one that reconnected us. Now, before I sent that message, I was wondering, so guy, you're about to send this message. The other ones that are lying down there have not gotten a response. How sure are you that you're going to get a response from this very one that you're sending? But then I prayed to God, God, I'm going to send this lady a message, and if she responds, I want to get married to her. But there's one thing with God. When you leave everything that concerns your life into His hands, He takes care of it. And when I sent the message, she responded 40 minutes later.
And what was her response?
So the message was, hello, I've lost your number. Can you send me your number? I need to talk to you. It's very important.
Honestly, I thought he was just one of those random spammers that will spam your inbox. They'll come and tell you, hi, Angu, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and will just be there on read. So I just thought he was one of them. But I saw that he was persistent, and I was just led to respond to his message that particular day. The funny thing that just swept me off my feet was our first meeting, the way he smiled. I wondered why someone was so happy to see me. I wondered why he was so excited. So from his smile, I said, let's see where this takes us to. So I've not had any regrets from then. In fact, I have every reason to thank God. He has been a very good leader. And in this our journey, I've done more of trust him to lead the way for me to follow, and he has not failed me. I found a friend, I have found a companion. We've never had a major issue, but for minor issues, of course, we are two imperfect people living together. Definitely we'll have a bit of issues here and there. And to the glory of God, we've always found our way to scale through.
Let me give an instance. Let's say you're going to Lagos. On your way to Lagos, the road will not be as good as where you're taking off from. But because the road is bad, does not mean that you shouldn't get to Lagos. The destination is defined, which is what? We're heading to Lagos. And the Lagos was that we're getting married. So in the 7 years, there are issues that have happened. But Lagos must be reached. So therefore, we kept going. But how we resolve the minor ones, I would say, will be through looking at each other, understanding that what you stand for is bigger than what is trying to divide you. The testimony that your faith speaks to people that are around you should stand the test of time. That on that day, 5 years ago, in Ekwa Seminary Church, where you stood, there are witnesses that you took vows to uphold marriage and make it work according to God's will. Then after all this Dogon Torenchi, because somebody is passing by and then he steps on your leg, your feet, then you choose that you're not going to do the marriage.
Before marriage, if I see people have issues, I used to think, oh, there's something wrong with this one. This one, you're not doing this thing right. You're not doing that thing right. There's so much you think on. Its experience is actually the best teacher. So it's actually when you go into it that you get to understand these things better. So being married has given me a better understanding. Regardless of stories we've heard, we believe that our story will be different. Regardless of things we've seen around us, our stories will be different. It was not just word of mouth. We had to back it up with actions. Our lives every day is service to God. Every day when I talk to this man, even though my human part wants to be human, I still have to remember that I am of God and I should relate with him in that way. For the days when he will step on me, and then I'll just want to say, I'm going to bed without talking to you, or I'm not going to talk to you for like 1 week. There's deep within me, I know it is wrong. So what would Jesus do? I'll let the light of God shine through me.
There is a way I'm supposed to love this woman. If I don't love God, I cannot love her. Because she's human and imperfect. So when, for instance, she does something wrong and I'm about to react, it is the love I have for God that will determine how I will react. What has kept us? Kindness. Where did I learn the kindness? God. Because you need to learn how to be kind to each other as a couple. As a man, you know it is important that you provide for your family. You need to provide. Because no matter how loving you are as a man, if you cannot provide, yawa go di. Forget she's spiritual. See, if you cannot provide for your family as a man, you're in trouble. As a man, if you cannot provide the needed leadership in the home, there's a problem. She practically looks out for me for almost every decision. So imagine that I'm not available to give the leadership. We love each other. We love our extended family. I was about to make the mistake that we've been trying to correct over the years in terms of defining family. For us, the moment we got married, we became a family. My siblings, my parents, they are now extended family.
I'm going to share something very funny that happened yesterday. I was at work, and then he now called me to ask. He was home. Oh. He now called me to ask me whether there was soup in the freezer. I'm like, you're at home, why not just open it and then figure things out yourself? But after the call, I'm like, this man's, will I call it a weakness? Let me just call it a weakness, sorry. This man's weakness, so you're meant to be his help. Up it for him, where you can help him, help him. There are things that on the average, an average man might not do, but he steps in for me. So it's just like where I'm lacking, he steps up, and then where he is also lacking, I'll step up. It is not a competition. Nobody sets. There's no blueprint to running the home.
You just do what works.
You just do what works for you. I can wake up in the morning and I might feel tired. Countless times he has done chores. Just looking out for each other and being kind, stepping up where someone is lacking. Whatever someone cannot do at that moment, there's no harm in your partner helping out.
God's standards requires that you forgive. God's standard requires that you love. It requires that you should be patient. It requires that you should be kind. You should have self-control. You should be gentle. You see, myself and my wife, we have formed a support system that has sustained us over the years. We're a support system for each other, for our dreams, for our aspirations. We're building a life together. We're not living separate lives. We're together in this business of marriage. That is what is keeping us.
So let me start from my single sisters. I believe God has given every one of us intuition. Whether we like it or not, we know what is right and we know what is wrong. So when we see people who do not align with our values and standards, there's no magic that you make with that kind of person. So your foundation starts from, of course, the kind of partner you choose. In fact, there are partners that you pick and they will lead you to hell. There are people, no matter how good you are of a person, there are people you pick and they will mess you up. They will take out every form of goodness in you. A man who fears God will be kind to you. A man who fears God will know his responsibilities. A man who fears God will take very good care of you. A man who fears God will lead you as he ought to.
There are men that would rather marry from very wealthy families. There are men that are very selective now too. Oh, yeah. Because when we're talking about he must have this, there are men that are saying she must have this, she must have that. They're also hunting. Everybody likes some sort of freedom, peace, that wealth
Soft life
or resources come with. Soft life, as my wife has mentioned. But if a man is choosing where you have options from, there is the daughter of Dangwane, Dangwake, Dangote, Dankamu, all the Dan of them. And then there is daughter of one Baba down there in your village. And these two ladies are brought to you to choose a wife from. The easiest temptation is for you to choose to be with wealth. As a man, yes. Yes, now. But the question is that, will that help you build what God is expecting of you to build? Will it lead to rest? Just like me, when I got married to my wife, I said my rest has come. Because the meaning of her name is your rest has come, huh? Nyaksan. It means your rest has come. She doesn't place me under pressure. All this pressure of, I've seen so husband has bought so this thing for his wife. So you go and do this thing. This thing does not exist in our home. We're building, we're grinding, we're working hard, we're being responsible for each other, and that is it. So even to my brothers, if you're choosing a woman, choose a woman that fears God. I know you may like other things. I know other things look appealing. I know. That is why I chose a very beautiful woman. You understand? But see, this timber will fade. It doesn't keep a home. What keeps a home is the peace and quiet that you enjoy. Because no matter how spiritual you are, if your home is under chaos, I am telling you, it won't stand the test of time. So what should you go for when there are other options? When you too, you are entitled to finding a rich woman now. Go for a woman who fears God, but because when she's about to hurt you, her love for God will make her be kind to you.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.